So back in 2019, The Promised Neverland Season 1 aired, and almost immediately, it captured everybody's attention, whether you were already an anime fan or a newcomer to the genre. From the very first episode, the premise was simple. A group of children live in an idyllic orphanage until they discover it's actually a human farm where they are being raised as nothing more than food for demons. Now that twist alone would be enough to pull in viewers, but what made it stick was everything that followed. Instead of going full horror, The Promised Neverland evolved into a high-stakes battle of wits, almost like Death Note meets Lord of the Flies. Now, these weren't your typical shonen protagonists. Emma, Norman, and Ray weren't training to be stronger heroes or some bullshit like that. They were trying to outsmart adults, escape a literal death sentence, and protect children half their age without breaking down mentally. In the storytelling, it was airtight. Every episode ended with a gut punch. Every new clue escalated the stakes, and yet, it never felt cheap. The fear was real. The urgency was real. The manipulation and cat and mouse tension between the children and the caretakers was masterfully executed. And season 1 ended with a near perfect finale. Emma, Ray, and the older kids executed a brilliant escape plan. Norman was gone. The bonds between the characters had been strained, but they made it. And now, with the truth of the world looming, it was time to explore the haunting and mysterious world beyond the wall. So the stage was set for one of the greatest second seasons in anime. The Promised Neverland had all the pieces to become a modern classic. But then came season 2. So to fully grasp the downfall of The Promised Neverland, you have to look at what was supposed to happen next. So in the manga, after the escape, the world opens up dramatically. We're introduced to a much larger world, full of demons, rebel camps, underground hideouts, ruined cities, and moral dilemmas that push our characters to their limits. One of the most anticipated arcs, the Goldy Pond arc, is a brutal, gritty, emotionally intense storyline that develops Emma as a true leader and introduces fan-favorite characters like Mr. and Lucas. It's also the arc that shows us how actually terrifying the demons really are. So when anime-only fans sat down for season 2 in 2021, we expected an expansion of everything we love. More world building, more tension, and a deeper look into the lore. Instead, we got a rushed, confused, and ultimately lifeless adaptation that barely resembled the story it was based on. So let's break down what actually happened. So first and foremost, the decision to skip the Goldy Pond arc is arguably the single worst choice in the entire fucking adaptation. Goldy Pond was where The Promised Neverland grew up. It wasn't just action for the sake of action. It was planned and methodical psychological warfare that developed the story and characters alike. The kids were hunted for sport by elite demons in a hidden preserve, and this arc formed Emma to face real loss, real sacrifice, and the sheer brutality of the world beyond the walls. Like, imagine Attack on Titan, skipping all of season 2, and jumping straight to Marley. That's how watching this arc was for anyone who knew what was meant to happen. They just fucking gloss over it. A few scenes are just condensed into vague flashbacks, and others are just practically rewritten. The pacing starts to feel erratic, with time skips that make character development feel unearned. I mean, we're told that characters change, but we never get to see it. It's not just bad adaptation. It's betrayal of the narrative structure and an insult to the author. So in the manga, Norman's return is massive. He's been experimented on, he's been hardened. He's been experimented on, and he's been mentally hardened. He's no longer the soft, sacrificing genius he once was. He's now a morally complex, emotionally scarred leader of the resistance movement. That arc explores themes of justice, vengeance, and what it means to lose your humanity while trying to reclaim it. His conflict with Emma, who still believes in peaceful solutions, is one of the most compelling parts of the story. Now in the anime, Norman just fucking shows up. We don't see his journey. We don't see the trauma. We don't even meet the children from Lambda or understand what he's even been through. The emotional weight was just completely fucking gone. He gets maybe one scene of moral doubt, then it's all over. It's like they skipped half a season of character development and expected you to fill in the blanks. But now, let's talk about the ending. In what might be one of the most bizarre choices in modern fucking anime history, The Promised Neverland ends with a slideshow. No, real, instead of animating the final arc The last episode rushes through over 50 chapters of content in a single 90-second montage. Important moments from the manga are reduced to still images and vague narration. Characters are reunited off-screen. Conflicts are resolved without explanation. Questions that were built up for years are never answered. It's like they ran out of budget or just gave up entirely. Imagine spending 20 episodes building up tension only for the climax to be told to you like a bedtime story while the screen fades in and out fan art style fucking images. That's the ending of the Promised Neverland anime. So why? Why would a studio completely gut a story that was already successful? Why skip arcs? Why flatten characters? And why rush through one of the most compelling narratives in recent manga? Well, there are a few theories. The first, production issues. Season 2 aired in early 2021, right in the middle of pandemic-related disruptions. Many anime productions were delayed, cut short, or rushed to meet deadlines, and that could explain some of the pacing and animation problems, but sure as hell not all of them. Secondly, studio pressure is definitely a factor. Now, there's a rumor that the creators wanted to end the anime quickly to avoid adapting more divisive parts of the manga. It's true that some of the fans found the ending of the manga controversial, and the writers may have tried to craft a cleaner version for TV. But in doing so, they cut out everything that made the story powerful and actually worth watching. And third, and most likely most importantly, there seems to have been an executive interference. Reports suggest that the author, Kayu Shirai, and my mistake if I mispronounced that, was heavily involved in Season 2 storyboards, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he had full control. See, in the anime industry, creative vision actually comes second to tight deadlines, low budgets, and marketing demands. And there was probably some sort of push to wrap up things quickly and keep the show profitable, even at the cost of quality. However, regardless of the cause, the result is clear. Season 2 was rushed, mishandled, and ultimately butchered. So when the final episode of Season 2 aired, the reaction was swift and brutal. Manga fans were livid. Years of build-up, character arcs, and lore reduced to nothing. Some compared it to Tokyo Ghoul Re, another infamous case of an anime that sprinted through its story and left viewers emotionally disconnected. And anime-only fans were just confused. The pacing didn't make sense, characters made decisions with no explanation, emotional beats overall just fell flat. So even the people that were completely hooked in Season 1 felt so betrayed. Critics gave it poor reviews, and fans bombed the ratings. And memes of that stupid-ass PowerPoint ending spread like wildfire around the internet. And the entire goddamn season became a meme in itself. An example of what not to do with an anime adaptation. And the worst part, the Promised Neverland manga had already ended. This was its one chance to be adapted properly. And now, most people will only remember it for the failure of the anime, not the brilliance of its source material. So to end this video off, The Promised Neverland isn't just a failed anime season. It's a case study. It shows how poor planning, corporate interference, and rushed storytelling can destroy something great. Season 1 was a masterclass in tension, atmosphere, and psychological drama. But instead of building on that foundation, Season 2 took a shortcut, and in doing so, lost everything that made the story special. If you've never seen The Promised Neverland, I still recommend Season 1. It is worth watching. It's smart, it's haunting, and it's beautifully made. But do so with a warning. Stop after the Season 1 finale. And if you want to know what happens after that, read the goddamn manga. Because Season 2, it just... I can't stay away from you. I can't stay away from you.